Can I have a motion for the approval of the sanitary board minutes?
Yes, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the special meeting and the regular meeting as provided.
I'll second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next we have, is there anybody here for petitions, communications, and public hearing? I don't believe there's anyone. And we'll move on to the discussion and updates. Anthony, do you want to run through those?
Afternoon, everyone. Start with Phase 5 long-term control plan. We'll have our 5th progress meeting this Thursday over at the field office. So far, the contractor has made it up to the entrance of McDonald's down on Pike Street. They have provided us some change order request costs for repairing the void down at the triangle intersection. And at first glance, they're pretty high. We're working on negotiating those down with them. It was mostly the markup we were concerned with, so.
I figured that would be awful.
Yeah,
They were there.
yeah, and that was a lot of work. So,
So, I mean, how will we deal with it once we decide on the number? Will we be able to, do we have money to cover it?
yeah, there's enough money in contingency to cover it, even with their current request, but it's got like a 90% markup on it at the moment, so we're trying to work that down. And approximately $60,000 in their change order request was for the flowable fill that we had to put in a direction of DOH. So we're working with them to share some of that cost. Kind of unrelated from Phase 5A, but still in the project area, we found a few voids between the end of last week and over the weekend on Pike and Main Streets. One was in front of the VFW on Pike Street, or two were, sorry, and one is in front of Mountain State Law on Main Street. We were able to get Thrasher's I&I crew out there this morning, and they worked into the afternoon as well to kind of find the root cause of those voids that we found. And we've got a budgetary price from Independent, the contractor working downtown, to fix those two holes. They provided a cost of $25,000. I think Drew's going to talk more on that. I just wanted to mention it. And we have pay application number 4 from the contractor being presented today. They're still a little slow moving down as they work up Pike Street, but they should be to the Y intersection by the end of this month. If there's any questions on Phase 5A? Phase 5B over at the plant, I was able to sit down with Drew and we ran through the current plans. They're about 60% done. I've got comments from him we're working on addressing, and we're still working with our MEP and structural groups to get the rest of the drawings in the plan set. The critical needs Route 19 sewer issue, it has been resubmitted today to IJDC. All the appropriate forms are filled out, so we're hoping it's considered on the next agenda. The Arlington sewer extension is still in about the same spot as it was last month. We're back at Army Corps. We should have comments from them by the end of this month. And we still need to look at hiring a right-of-way agent to assist in getting the easements for that project. I added Gore sewer extension update to this agenda. It's new from last agenda. We were able to finish up the planning document, and we'll try to get that into IJDC by the, it's not all the way done, but we'll get it into IJDC by July 10th. After it goes through review and approval there, we can then submit it to Army Corps to ask for grant funding.
That's the question. It's completely not related to what you reported on. What about the project? I know we've talked about the bus garage. What's that? I mean, what's the status of that, and where's that money coming from?
Independent provided a cost to do that work.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was $30,000 or $35,000 offhand. And with where the job sits right now, the work downtown, I think we were going to look at paying that maybe out of R&R.
It's coming out of R&R.
So when would that job be done?
So they'll probably do that a little bit later this summer when they bring their lining crew in to do all the other lining in town.
So it's on schedule to be done.
Yeah, I don't have an exact date yet, though.
Yeah, we have another, the line to the old 034 CSO box is getting lined as well. 2 problems that we have to knock out.
all I have.
So that's all I have as far as an update goes today.
Next, we have the consideration for contractor pay application number 4.
Okay, Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve contractor payment number 4 to Independent Enterprises Incorporated in the amount of $26,882.50.
I second that. Any
Whoa,
further
whoa.
dis-
Is that the, did I give you the wrong number?
That might have been Thrasher's payment on Independence.
Oh, that's correct.
And
No, it's 526,000, I'm sorry, 500. I took it in my motion. 526.
Dan, does that include the amounts that were supposed to be credited as well, that we talked about 2 meetings ago? There was an overpayment.
That's on Thrashers. That has now been satisfied.
That has been satisfied?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I amend my
last,
motion to 526,882.50.
Second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have the Thrasher invoice.
Okay, I move that we approve the invoice to the Thrasher Group for Clarksburg 5A project in the amount of $37,649.50.
Second, further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have the Thrasher Master Service Agreement for task order work.
Can we just get a brief explanation?
Please.
okay. So this is an agreement, essentially a general services agreement. So if we get called to Drew or Larry or somebody has a problem and they want us to do I work and come up with a fix for a project, we would prepare a task order that describes that piece of it. It's a project. We sent the agreement. The original task order agreement has no dollars assigned to it yet. It is just the ability to call us and we'll enter into an agreement if we get in and have to do a small design for this or that, especially if the board themselves is paying for it instead of going for funding for someone else. If we're going for funding for a project, we would bring a standalone
So this is
contract,
just a general engineering. agreement.
general engineering, and then we
That
have,
means any work that you would do outside of the projects, whatever.
Correct.
the task order.
Yes.
Is that correct?
yeah, so we have that, and we have the first task order is the GIS that we described last time,
So that will be, there'll be a cost.
cost associated with that as well.
Okay, I make a motion that we adopt the master service agreement dated June 2025 from the Thrasher Group.
Second, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have Thrasher task order number 1.
Okay, this is relating to the GIS. I make a motion that we adopt task order number 1, the GISA database update with the Thrasher Group.
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have the consideration to approve the resolution of job titles and base pay schedules.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the resolution establishing salaries and compensations for employees of the Clarksburg Sanitary Board for fiscal year 2025, 2026.
Any further discussion? I second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have consideration of approval of the sanitary board revenue fund budget.
Okay, to get it on the floor, I make a motion that we approve the sanitary board budget for the revenue fund for fiscal year 2025, 2026 in the amount of $7,719,550.
I'll second that. Any further discussion?
Just a couple of questions I had on this one. I noticed we have the Summit Park Public Service District revenues. Basically, that would be assuming that we're gonna make the change or whatever, right?
Yeah, I didn't change anything with that yet.
Okay, on the, Drew, on the gate entry fees, I know that we've had that for years and years and years. What's the rate on that?
I think the gate entry fee, I think it's $20 to come to the gates.
Is it been that way for a long time?
They raised it a couple of years ago, but we're right around where everybody else is around.
Yes,
us.
I think we did a study, and are we pretty close to where everybody else is?
Yeah, we're still cheaper than Bridgeport. I think Buchanan maybe.
How much cheaper?
But everybody can come
How
here.
much cheaper?
It's like $5.
$5.
It's all comparable.
Let me see here. Okay, under the capital outlay for the sewer department, we've got a 1-ton crew truck for $140,000, and that was in addition to the truck that we
That's two crew trucks.
two crew trucks. And what the truck that we approved a couple meetings ago?
That was a Mack truck, that was a dump truck.
That was a
That's
dump
on here. There's
Okay, these are
another
crew
one.
trucks, correct?
These are crew trucks, and then we also have another Mack dump truck on there as well.
Okay, I see for $125,000.
So instead of we're gonna order 2,500 Silverados this time with utility beds.
Okay, last question under commodities for wastewater plant. I guess you've got a big increase in chemicals. Do you anticipate that we're going to have a big increase in that?
That's kind of a shot in the dark. I don't know where I know tariffs have really put a strain on wastewater stuff, so I'm assuming it's gonna go up.
It's a pretty big jump.
Because the Huber rebuild it, I got $140,000. I just met with that guy the other day. He sent me another quote because the tariffs have raised that price. I'm hoping it's not.
I think overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it. That's any questions I have on the revenue fund, so I'm ready to vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have consideration of approval of the R&R fund budget.
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the Sanitary Board our revenue replacement fund budget for 2025-26 in the amount of $1,393,000.
I second that, open for discussion.
Okay, I know this has probably been brought up before, the River Road sewer upgrade. What are we talking about there? Is that,
That is a stormwater project that,
We did this time for during the Phase 4 project for the long-term control plan. It never got added to the project. We didn't have the contingency funds to do
so
it.
it's completely outside the project, but it's,
my goal is to budget one of these smaller projects every year instead of
so
waiting.
what's the basic problem? I mean, what needs to be done there?
You've got, I think, 4 storm inlets at the bottom of River Road, and whatever steep hill comes down to it. A lot of the storm water is coming to that area and getting into the interceptor.
And then, I like the fact is that we are putting additional money into the R&R fund. That's above and beyond the 2.5%, correct? And, the grant match for $200,000, what, it says CDS grant, match. What is that for? I mean, what's it going to be applied to?
That was for the SCADA, was not for what we applied for Capito's office.
Yes.
So that was our match if we get it. If we don't get the grant, $200,000 there.
And we could revise the budget, correct? Okay. All
We
questions
should
done?
be hearing local threats soon as well. All those in favor?
Aye.
We're not gonna run through the reports unless there's anything urgent and when the gallery wants to speak about. Jim, you probably be the only one.
I do have a couple of things, Madam Chair. So the Summit Park acquisition, recall that you've approved an asset purchase agreement. We're meeting with Summit Park on the 16th at 4 PM. And just a reminder, in your minutes from your special meeting on the 31st, there's that protocol of what we have to do to get through that acquisition to have it finally approved. On the MPDS appeal, that appeal has been filed. And we are now in negotiations with both the permit writer and the general counsel of the DEP to try to settle the case so we don't have to spend too much time and money on that. The fluoride issue, the initial take from the Steptoe & Johnson consultant is that the testing results are positive in the sense that it looks like the stream has the similar capacity to handle the fluoride. We wouldn't need to take it out at the treatment plant. And recall that the strategy there that Drew's already approved is we're going to get this data and submit it for a permit modification so that we get that fluoride treatment problem out of our permit. And
You feel pretty good about that, right?
so far, the numbers look great, Frank. We'll see, though. Steptoe is going to work with Drew to make sure that we've got a solid set of data to present for our permit modification application. And just one other quick word on the GIS contract. Recall that what you've approved today, that GIS database will be hosted at the Thrasher server. Drew has approved today an exchange of information with the water board so that the water board's GIS information will be populated into our database. Our database will populate into the water board so everybody knows hopefully where everything is. So I think that was a positive move, and I compliment Drew on allowing that to happen.
I'm glad I sent you the input. That's great.
Subject to questions, that's all I've got.
More than happy to hear about the fluoride,
So far, so good.
right?
The only thing I have is we have the DEP come tomorrow for a 2-year inspection. They called me on Friday night and said they were coming, so. It should go.
2-year inspection. Now, they only come every 2 years?
The main plant inspection every 2 years. And then you have the different stormwater MS4 inspections are separate, CSO. This one's just to focus on the plant. So they'll dig through, have all the paperwork ready to go.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm going to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.